Welcome, true crime enthusiasts. Today we delve into a chilling tale of the Idaho student murders. In the quiet university town of Idaho, a shocking crime resonated through the community. 4 students' lives cut short in a brutal and cold-blooded act of violence. Their place of study became their final resting place. The prime suspect, Bryan Kohberger, a PhD criminology student from Washington State University, stood accused of these horrific crimes. His alibi? A routine drive, devoid of witnesses or specific locations. The evidence, however, painted a different scene, with Kohberger's DNA found on a knife sheath at the crime scene. As we explore the Idaho student murders, we will uncover a story that is both shocking and deeply unsettling. To understand the full impact of this case, we must first look at the chronology of events. In November of 2023, a horrifying crime shook the peaceful community of the University of Idaho. 4 students were brutally murdered. The victims were reportedly asleep when they were attacked with a large knife, a chilling fact that only amplified the terror. As the investigation unfolded, a key suspect emerged: Bryan Kohberger, a PhD criminology student and teaching assistant at Washington State University, located just a short drive away from the University of Idaho. Kohberger claimed he was on a routine drive during the time of the murders, a statement his attorneys used as his alibi. However, his inability to provide a specific location or a witness for that night raised suspicion. Adding to the intrigue, Kohberger's DNA was a near-exact match to DNA found on a knife sheath at the crime scene. This discovery was a significant breakthrough in the case, but it was only the beginning. In January of 2023, a search warrant was executed at Kohberger's apartment. Among the items seized were a black glove, a stained pillow, and receipts from Walmart and Marshall's. Also found were possible hair strands, a computer tower, mattress covers, and an Amazon Fire TV stick. The search warrant also listed items such as knives or weapons, photographs or information of the victims and their house, and shoes with a diamond pattern on the sole. Although the murder weapon was not found, these items further cemented Kohberger as the prime suspect. Then, in late December, Kohberger was arrested in Pennsylvania, a staggering 2,500 miles away from where the stabbings occurred. His arrest came after investigators used DNA evidence, trash collected from his parents' home, surveillance video, cell phone records, and license plate readers to identify him as the suspect. In March of 2023, a search warrant unsealed revealed additional items seized from Kohberger's family home. These included a handgun, knives, black face masks, and gloves. The University of Idaho announced plans to demolish the house where the murders took place, a decision reflecting the profound impact of the crime on the community. With Kohberger as the prime suspect, the question that arises is, what could possibly motivate such a horrific crime? The investigation into the Idaho student murders was a complex process, involving a variety of evidence. The crime scene offered a wealth of information. Authorities found a sheath for a large knife, with Bryan Kohberger's DNA being a near-exact match. This discovery was a significant breakthrough, pointing to Kohberger as the prime suspect. Even though the murder weapon was not recovered, the sheath suggested a large knife was used in the attacks, further solidifying the case against him. The investigation didn't stop there. Kohberger's home was a treasure trove of evidence. Among the items seized were a black glove, a stained pillow, and a variety of receipts. Now, these might seem like everyday items, but in the hands of skilled investigators, they became pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, each one potentially crucial in painting a comprehensive picture of the events surrounding the murders. Investigators also found possible hair strands, a computer tower, mattress covers, and an Amazon Fire TV stick. While these items might not directly link to the crime, they provide a window into Kohberger's life and habits, potentially offering insights into his state of mind and activities on the fateful night. The search extended beyond Kohberger's home. Items retrieved from his family's residence included a handgun, knives, black face masks, and gloves. A chilling collection, given the circumstances. The presence of these items further strengthened the suspicion against Kohberger. Despite the extensive search, the murder weapon remained elusive. This missing link, while not detrimental to the investigation, would have provided a conclusive piece of evidence, tying Kohberger indisputably to the crime. Kohberger's arrest, which took place over 2,500 miles away in Pennsylvania, was a culmination of tireless investigative work. The authorities used a combination of DNA evidence, surveillance video, cell phone records, and license plate readers to track him down and apprehend him. Despite an abundance of evidence, the motive behind these shocking attacks remains elusive. The question that haunts everyone: why would a PhD criminology student with a seemingly promising future resort to such heinous acts? As the trial approaches, we hope that justice will be served and the victims' families will find some semblance of closure. As we await the trial of Bryan Kohberger, several theories have emerged regarding the Idaho student murders. Let's dive into some of these theories. One of the most prominent theories revolves around a potential psychological issue. Given Kohberger's academic background in psychology and criminology, some speculate that he might have been wrestling with inner demons. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? A criminology student, someone who should understand the impact of such heinous crimes, being the one accused of committing them. Another theory surmises this was a crime of passion. However, this theory seems less plausible due to the lack of a clear relationship between Kohberger and the victims. Yet, the ferocity of the crimes, the fact that the victims were asleep and seemingly defenseless, does hint at a certain level of emotional involvement. The third theory suggests that this was a premeditated act. The presence of items such as a black glove, a stained pillow, and knives at Kohberger's residence, as well as the lack of a clear motive, indicate that this could have been a planned crime. The disturbingly meticulous nature of the crime scene certainly points in this direction. Now let's talk about Kohberger's defense. His attorneys claim that he was on a routine drive during the time of the murders. They state that Kohberger often goes for drives alone and cannot provide a specific location or witness for the night of the murders. It's an alibi that leaves a lot of questions unanswered, and it will be interesting to see how it holds up in court. The upcoming trial is anticipated with a mix of dread and hope. Dread because it will dredge up the grim details of the crime. Hope because it promises the possibility of justice for the victims. The prosecution will rely heavily on the DNA evidence linking Kohberger to the crime scene. On the other hand, the defense will likely scrutinize the lack of a clear motive and possibly question the reliability of the DNA evidence. As we continue to follow this case, we hope that justice will be served for the victims of the Idaho student murders. The Idaho student murders is a case that has shocked a nation. A stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected places. We've journeyed together through the chilling chronology of events, the extensive investigation, and the courtroom drama of a complex and troubling case. At the heart of it all is Bryan Kohberger, a former criminology student now standing accused of a crime that defies comprehension. His alibi of a routine drive, the evidence seized from his home, and the damning DNA match paint a picture that many find hard to reconcile with the image of a PhD student. Different theories continue to swirl around this case, each raising more questions than answers. The motives, the means, the opportunity, every facet is under scrutiny as investigators and the public alike search for the elusive truth. The murder weapon remains missing, a vital piece of the puzzle that could tip the scales of justice. As the trial approaches, we wait with bated breath, hoping that it will shed light on the shadows of this gruesome case. As we close this chapter, we remember the victims and hope for answers in the upcoming trial. Thank you for joining us in exploring this chilling case.